Hi, guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Ingrid, and I'm a newbie when it comes to prepping. Prepping is actually a broader term. There's so much when it comes to prep, and so I have no experience with any of it. And so, on this case, though, we're going to go ahead and focus on food prepping due to the alarm that has been sounded already on the coming food shortages. So it's easy just to assume that you can start prepping with little here and little there. As you can see my pantry here, it's not so simple. So I came across a lot of challenges that made it quite difficult for me to get this food prepping going on. Starting with my number one challenge here, which is how much food I needed for 3 to 6 months. I'm a single mother of two teenagers. And I'm a picky eater. My son is a picky eater. My daughter, not so much. She can cook and eat whatever you put right in front of her. But I was a kind of a person, really, who bought groceries based on how we felt like eating that week or what we wanted to try, or what I could afford or what was on sale. So this was quite a challenge for me to come up with, food that could be good for 3 to 6 months, leading me to this challenge here, coming with a strategy for extra items of this working pantry. That was a pretty a good one. As you can see here, I was able to organize my pantry with and to have a clear view, basically, of of what I have and what I did not have behind what I was using, were extra items. In that way, I know exactly how much I have and I don't have. And here, you can see this spice rack. It's a rotating spice rack where I basically put on stuff that I'm using, spices that I'm using at that time, and then on the side, and I put in stuff I'm stocking in, I'm putting in. You guys, I had to have a menu. I had to have staple items at hand to move on and do this. And right here at the bottom is the same thing. I have that rotating rack, putting stuff that I'm using, especially for the baking goods. Majority of the time, these are baking goods. I kind of broke the cover for that vanilla over there, so you can see just the strategy here is clear. At the bottom, though, at the bottom of this cabinet, I'm supposed to have onions. I'm supposed to have sweet potatoes. I ran out of onions. Now, it's not like I don't have onions. I have some onions I'm using, but the backup onions I don't have because right here I'm supposed to have backup onions. And I'm supposed to have overflow, stuff I want to try out, stuff I'm still looking for a place for, or a space for them. So you'll see yeast. You'll see a lot of tuna here also, which is leading me to my third challenge, you guys, because I had to move on. I had to do what I can and move on. My third challenge here was food shortages themselves. This is the wrong year to start food prepping or prepping in general, to be honest with you. We are already on some kind of food shortage. Shelvings are empty. Most of the items are selling out so fast. It's not easy to find items, especially when I had to do that menu. I had finally had to do the menu. I finally had to look for staple items to go ahead and feed into my pantry. I couldn't find those, and sometimes it was just hard to find them. And so I had to just buy what I came across, what I believe I needed that I could use. I had to buy those, right? Which is leading me to this fourth problem, running out of money, right? This is a pandemic year. Income is going down, spendings are going up. And not to mention that food prices went up on everything. I had to use money I had set aside for monthly expenses. 3 up to 3 months I had, which meant that I had to borrow from my savings. It sounded okay when I was doing it, but when I was actually going through with it, it didn't seem like a good idea because the budget I had was based on the pre-pandemic budget. So I had no strategy on how to replace this, which is leading me to my last challenge. And my last challenge, number 5, which is running out of items faster than other items. This especially when it comes to snacks and spreads. My son have certain type of items that he loves better than others, and so he will just eat that and not that more. And so I have this sealed weatherproof container, which is used to refill staple items. I'll show you that in a sec. But the way I organized this working pantry was to mark items with a Sharpie, so they don't get opened until the date that is on the cover. And you can see on my snacks, you can see on my spreads. Why? Because otherwise I will not have a variety of food to choose from in the next 3 to 6 months. And also I have this basket that I just use for items that I opened, and I just couldn't put extra boxes behind what are those containers that have stuff that I'm using at that time, right? And so I just had to put those in there. And so I start with that basket to see if I can refill anything that is out. And then right here with this weatherproof container where I have my staple items, like oats, like rice. As you can see, I have a lot of rice there. I just don't want to run out of these items. I don't want to run out of these things. I have more of them. I just couldn't fit all of them in here. I have flour here. I just have things that are dry that I want to keep dry on this particular container. I wish I could buy more of them, but unfortunately they're a little bit pricey. And I don't know if maybe just because of the pandemic, but they're a little bit pricey. So I also have a cooler. Let me show you the cooler. I'm just gonna have to just go open that. There you go. And so I have this cooler where I put on snacks that I don't want them to be touched as well. And so I have a date thing going on, and I have this cooler which keeps some of the items away from my children. In that way they can we can continue having items long enough. Otherwise they get all eaten at once, and that's not good. So this is how I had to get this food prepping thing going on, because otherwise I was not going to be able to move on. I was getting stuck. I was not able to have a clear way of really how to do this. And so this is a work in progress, you guys. There's a lot more that needs to be done, obviously. It's a shame that I did not start this soon enough. I can say a lot about this, but it's good to get started and have some food at hand than to have nothing. So thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and stay tuned for the next video.